Good afternoon, everyone. I thought I would jump on here because I wanted to share something that recently happened. And you know me, I love to share what's going on in my world in the hopes that what I say might speak to someone else because it happens to me all the time. So, yesterday I was at my youngest son's high school and I love volunteering there. I don't know if it's because I miss my own years in the classroom or in the school setting, or I just love being in the same building with him, and I love young people. So I think it's just a combination anyway. But I was working the school bookstore and I have the privilege, honestly, it's a privilege to volunteer at a school. But I had the privilege of being there during lunch hour. And there are three lunches that happen to walk by the bookstore within like an hour and a half. So you will see and hear a herd of kids walk down the hallway heading to the cafeteria. And every time I work there, there's always, in each of those three groups, there's always some kids that walk by themselves. And it breaks my heart. I could cry right now. I'm such an emotional nut. I'm gonna rabbit trail there, but I am one emotional person. I cry at sad movies, of course, many of us do. I cry when I see a dead animal on the road. I cry when an animal runs in front of my vehicle. I cry over all kinds of things, and I honestly think that's why the Lord gave me sons, because we balance each other out. And I always tell them that I am making them, I'm preparing them for when they choose their better half, because I'm preparing them for displays of emotion. So anyway, yesterday I was working the school bookstore and I see different groups of kids walk by themselves, and I just want to pair them up with other kids and say, you too, start talking to each other and be friends with each other, because I don't like kids to be off on their own, or maybe the laughing stock, or that weird kid. I hate it, hate it, hate it. So I was thinking about that all yesterday, even last night. I just don't like that in school. I want all kids to hang around with each other and get to know each other. And that's what leads me to this video. So here I am thinking about this all afternoon yesterday and thinking about it last night, really not knowing what the heck I can do except to talk to my own sons and say, when you see other kids like that, you be the one, you be the initiator, and give them a smile or invite them to sit with you at lunch. But here's what happened. So this morning I read this quote, and now I can't get the quote off of my mind. Again, it's emotions. But it made me think that not only do things like I saw yesterday happen in a school setting, but they do in our own lives as adults. And here's the quote. The quote is, and I'm going to read it off a piece of paper, "We're all just walking each other home." We're all just walking each other home. And that just sat on my heart. And I am a very, when I hear things or when I hear quotes and I can't get them off of my heart, it usually means that it's for me, or there's something that I need to do internally to really grasp what this is saying to me. I must be a very sensitive person. So anyway, we're all just walking each other home, and I realized, you know what? That can be all of us, a quote for all of us to really own up to. So how many times do we maybe see somebody with tattoos all over, like a sleeve of tattoos, and we initially get this thought in our head, or maybe we come across somebody who's divorced and we think, oh, they're divorced, or I can't believe they're divorced, or I can't believe they got a divorce, or whatever. Or maybe the crabby lady at work, or the crabby man at work that you just really don't see eye to eye with, or maybe the neighbor down the street who's the single mom and is always rushing out the door, or is always late for something, where we really just have these initial thoughts about people that aren't true. Or we're sort of like those kids that don't that are walking together with kids to the cafeteria, but we're leaving other people behind. And I think what I'm trying to say on here is, we're walking this life together. So we have the opportunity to be that ear to listen, those eyes to look into somebody else's face and really give them our attention. Maybe we have the opportunity to be the shoulder for somebody to cry on. There's going to be people in our life that are always going to be in our life, i.e. our family. We hope they're going to be in our life forever. But there's also going to be people that are going to be coming and going. But we're doing this life together. So what I'm trying to say is, and what I'm trying to really to grasp on my own heart, is to be one of those people that is open to everyone, because we truly are walking in this life together. So whether somebody's path converges with mine, goes parallel with mine, crosses over mine, I can still be those eyes, those ears, that shoulder, that hand to hold, whatever. So maybe as adults, we need the same lessons that kids need over and over and over, and that's to accept people the way they are, to be a friend to everyone, to not feel like you're always right and the other person is wrong. So I'm just going to repeat that quote, and maybe it speaks to somebody else, but we're all just walking each other home. Right? We're just all walking each other home. This is a messed up world. It's a wonderful world. It's a blessing to be in this world. But it's also a messed up world with lots of problems. So let's all just walk each other home and be there for each other. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Have a great afternoon, and thanks for listening to this emotional nutcase just share her heart.